Happy Friday, Wilson County Public Library teens, and welcome to a very special episode of TGIF, Wilson County Public Library's weekly book talk, where we look at the best in YA literature. I'm your host, Kate Britton. I am the teen librarian here at the Wilson County Public Library in Wilson, North Carolina, and I am so glad you are joining me for today's episode because it is Banned Books Week. So we are wrapping up Banned Books Week right now. Banned Books Week celebrates books and censorship, books around the world that have been censored or banned for any kind of myriad of reasons. Books are usually censored or banned based on, content, whether it's, language or kind of more explicit content, or something like Harry Potter, which was challenged a lot, especially in the late 90s and early 2000s when it started out and got really big because of the use of witchcraft and wizardry and that kind of thing. So this is something that happens around the world, censorship. And it, as a librarian, as librarians and working in a library, censorship really does stamp on that First Amendment right of free speech. And so we have a stand against censorship and banning materials from the library, because if someone wants to read something, they should be able to read it, flat out. And, that's kind of what we're here for. We're all about the freedom to read and to gain knowledge. And so this week's book actually has to do with banned books and censorship. This week's book is called The Banned Book Club. So that works out really nicely. It is by Hyun Sook and Ryan Estrada. They are a married couple. And this is a kind of semi-autobiographical story about Kim's life in South Korea in the early 1980s. Not too long after, you think about it, this isn't too long after the end of the Korean War. It's about a 30-year difference. But this is a period of history that we don't really talk about much here in the United States. But it's all about, the way that this regime in South Korea at the time used censorship and violence to kind of oppress their citizens and maintain control over them. So Banned Book Club centers on Kim, who is a young woman in South Korea at the time. And her parents own a small restaurant, but she wants to learn more and have more opportunities for education. And she meets these students and finds out that they have this underground club, and they call it the Banned Books Club. And it's all about, celebrating that freedom to read and the freedom to learn, even despite something like what went on in South Korea in the early 80s, that kind of oppression. And it's a really powerful and really illuminating story. And it shows how, these students, in face of all this danger that they're facing because they're being targeted by the government and things like that, they kind of maintain this idea of this freedom and this kind of idealistic view of the world. And it's a really, really powerful story. And to top it off, it's not only semi-autobiographical nonfiction, it's also a graphic novel. So the art in it is just absolutely just vibrant and beautiful, and it really helps tell the story. So if this seems like something that you would like to read, I would certainly suggest that you pick it up. We just got it in here at the library, and that is The Banned Books Club by Hyun Sook and Ryan Estrada. And, it's a very well-written, powerful, for me it was really enlightening, because that was a period I didn't know anything about that period of history in South Korea. Honestly, my knowledge of history of South Korea is incredibly minimal at best. So, it's a good book to read, and especially at a time like Banned Books Week, where we are celebrating that freedom to read, um, and supporting and fighting against censorship. And that's a very important thing. That free speech, that First Amendment, um, is a big deal, and we're lucky that we have it. And so let's exercise it. Let's exercise that right. Um, so anyway, I hope that you check out this book, and if you have read it, please let me know. It just came out in July, so it's still fairly new. And if you come in and you do check it out, let me know what you think of it. If you have any ideas of what you'd like to see on this show in the future, please let me know. I would love to hear what your ideas and comments are. Um, so yeah, Banned Book Club. Check it out. I think you'll like it. Um, so yeah, I hope you love it as much as I did. I hope you learn as much from it as I did, if not more. Be better than I am. But I hope to see you back here next week, and we'll have something great to talk about then. But until then, stay safe, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time right here on TGIF. Bye, guys.